Hello, Blazers. I'm Elizabeth Simbeck.
And I'm Timothy Simmons. Thank you for joining us for another edition of the Blazer News. For this week's edition of the Blazer News and for today, thousands of dead birds and fish have turned up all over the world. We'll catch up with UAB graduate Ashley Davis as she prepares to enter the Miss America pageant and share a remarkable story about how YouTube got a homeless man off the street.
Justin Love will join us later for our entertainment section, and Jeffrey Crumry for sports. But first, we begin with the tragedy in Arizona. Saturday, January 8, 2011, Jared Loughner opened fire at a Tucson grocery store where Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords was making a public appearance. Loughner shot and killed 6 people, among them a 9-year-old girl and a federal judge. Loughner also injured 14 others, including Congresswoman Giffords, who remains in intensive care.
The Arizona shooting isn't the only one that has occurred in this early part of the year. On January 5, 2011, Robert Butler Jr., son of an Omaha Police Department detective, opened fire at Millard South High School in Omaha, Nebraska. Butler shot his principal and vice principal before turning the gun on himself. Both victims remain in intensive care as well.
Over the past 2 weeks, large masses of dead birds, fish, and crabs have appeared across the world. December 30th was the first day these events began to take place, with over 100 tons of fish washing ashore in Rio de Janeiro, Orange, Florida, Chesapeake Bay, Maryland, and the Arkansas River. December 31st saw thousands of dead red-winged blackbirds show up in Beebe, Arkansas. Kentucky also had thousands turn up dead on New Year's Day. And on January 4th, 500 dead red-winged blackbirds showed up in Louisiana.
More dead birds were found in Italy, Tennessee, and Sweden on January 6th. While some are calling these events signs of the end of the world, scientists say birds dying in large masses aren't that rare, but all these events happening at once is certainly stumping them. Scientists say the dead birds in Italy died from overeating, while the birds in Arkansas and other places died from trauma. For now, we don't know what the cause of these events are or why they all occurred within a week of each other.
Be sure to watch your head. For now, let's take a break from the serious news and focus on a little entertainment. Every week, Justin Love joins us with his movie review. And Justin, I understand you've got a little awards preview ready for us.
That's right, Elizabeth. And with the People's Choice Awards over and Twilight, of course, taking the night, it is time for people who actually know a thing or two about movies to cast their vote. On the 68th Annual Golden Globe Awards, hosted by Ricky Gervais, will be held this Sunday on January the 16th with a few surprises with the nominations. In the television portion of the night, Glee is, of course, the clear favorite, and in the animated category, it's a safe bet that Toy Story 3 will take home the award. However, it is not the case in every category. In the Best Motion Picture for Drama category, The Social Network is the heavy favorite, receiving most of the critics' awards of the season. It still has tough competition, though, with Inception, The Black Swan, The Fighter, and the movie with the most nominations of the night, The King's Speech. One movie that is noticeably absent from this class is the Coen Brothers version of True Grit, which did not receive any nominations on the night. And now moving on to the Best Motion Picture for Comedy or Musical, The Kids Are All Right is the clear favorite over Burlesque, Alice in Wonderland, The Tourist, and Red. Once again, 2 films that were expected to be favorites were Easy A and Love and Other Drugs. They were omitted from this category but did receive individual actor nominations. With these 3 films being snubbed, it's going to be a pretty interesting night at the Golden Globes.
Thanks, Justin. In the campus news, a brand new dining facility has opened in the Learning Resource Center. Einstein Brothers Bagels is a new place for UAB students to spend their dining dollars, in addition to the HEC Cafe, the Commons on the Green, the Diner, and Starbucks. Full-time UAB students receive $225 to spend each semester, but not all students are happy with the way the system works. LeBaron Thornton has more.
A law firm filed a suit on behalf of UAB students saying that mandatory meal plans are overpriced.
That ain't right. I don't want to pay $6 for a hamburger.
It doesn't affect me because I use my Blazer ID to go get to eat food, so it's already paid for.
Recently, the lawsuit was thrown out by a Jefferson County judge saying that it was within the university's right to charge students any price.
It's kind of, I don't want to say saddening, but like it's kind of a setback because I was kind of excited for like us being able to do something, even though we're probably like as students here now, we're going to be able to see the effects of it. But it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of regressive.
Also, UAB Dining has added a new facility, Einstein Bagels, and they're off to a running start.
I prefer the food options that they have here. I like hot sandwiches. I don't just want a scone, like, you know, every time I'm hungry. And this is where we live. Me and my nursing colleagues, we live in this building, so it's convenient and they're nice.
Ashley Davis will participate in the upcoming Miss America pageant on January 15th. Davis is a UAB student studying political science and public relations. She was one of 12 contestants and represented the West Central Alabama. The Miss America pageant will allow for the public to vote for their favorite contestants this year. To find out how, visit www.missalabama.com.
The UAB Blazers men's basketball team is now beginning their conference play. The Blazers open play with a thrilling triple overtime victory against UTEP 100-97 and will face their biggest rivals, the ranked Memphis Tigers, on January 22nd. Lauren Woods has more.
UAB men's basketball plays 29 games this regular season, but there's only one game students go great lengths just to ensure their seats, and that's the Memphis game. Brad Goggins is Snoozy's general manager, and they are gearing up for the game as well.
We get excited for the Memphis game and love the crowds. We always print T-shirts every year that say "Beat Memphis."
This space may be empty right now, but come January 21st, students will start sleeping in their tents just to make sure they have a ticket for the big game. Sophomore Shaniqua York admits she won't be camping out for her ticket, but shares why this is such an important game for her to attend.
I go because, I'm a UAB student, I'm a UAB fan, and I have faith in our basketball team, and it's a big game.
Senior Stephen Cole devised a plan B to ensure his seat.
I'm definitely getting my hand stepped and getting a ticket. If not, I'll use my connection.
UAB versus Memphis is January 22nd, and tip-off begins at 6 p.m. This is Lauren Woods reporting, Blazer TV.
Can't wait until that game. The Tigers are now 30-10 against the UAB Blazers since the series originated in 1983, and the Blazers would like nothing more than to try to close that gap. Lines are expected to be out the door as the Blazers will more than likely hold their annual student campout. Students who sleep in front of Bartow Arena in tents will have the first dibs on UAB Memphis tickets. Those who cannot attend the game, it will be televised on ESPN2. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. on January 22nd.
I'm very excited. This past Sunday, snow began to fall across Alabama with ice storms in Birmingham. The snow accumulated up to 7 inches in Huntsville area and 3 inches in the Birmingham area.
The ice and snow was enough for UAB to cancel classes for Monday, January 10th, and delayed classes on Tuesday until 11 a.m. The snow continues to sit around as temperatures have fallen into the low 20s, but no more snow is expected to fall anytime soon. Now we'll go to Jeffrey Crumry with sports.
Thank you, Elizabeth. On January 10th, the Auburn Tigers won their first national title since 1957, defeating the number 2 ranked Oregon Ducks 22-19 in a thrilling last-second finish. Auburn's Cam Newton threw for 265 yards and 2 scores, but it was Nick Fairley in the Auburn defense that was able to keep that high-powered Oregon Ducks offense in check, holding them to just 75 yards rushing, and the nation's leading rusher, LaMichael James, just 49. Michael Dyer, the game's offensive MVP, put Auburn in field goal range with a phenomenal run that saw him keep his balance, roll over an Oregon defender, and never being downed. Dyer then ran another carry through the Oregon defense down to the 1-yard line, setting up a Wes Byram game-winning 18-yard field goal as time expired. In NFL news, Wild Card Weekend produced one of the biggest upsets in playoff history. The 7-9 Seattle Seahawks, champions of the NFC West, beat the defending champion New Orleans Saints 41-36 on Saturday. The Seahawks were 10-point underdogs at home, but a 67-yard Marshawn Lynch run sealed the deal for the Seahawks and sent the Saints home early. Back to you, Elizabeth.
Thanks, Jeffrey. And for the last bit of news tonight, we have a heartwarming story on how a homeless man got a second chance.
The Associated Press and Columbus Dispatch report on Ted Williams, a homeless Ohio man whose golden radio voice has given him media publicity and a second chance.
When was the last time you were in New York?
1986. I watched the ball drop, in 1986, and I was in pretty much success of my life prior to my, fall.
Do you feel like using that voice still? I mean, everybody's making
I want to so bad, and I think God left it there for a reason,
Williams has recently been given a job as an announcer for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well, that's all the news we have for you this week. Join us next time on Blazer News.
For our cast here, I'm Elizabeth Simbeck.
And I'm Timothy Simmons. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you at the Memphis game. Go Blazers!